music always was in me, you know what I mean? Since I was a kid, my dad used to always play the old school music around the crib, my mom's, you know what I mean? And my dad used to play a little bit of rap, but I had an older brother that was like really into like Tupac and Nas and all that. So I would listen to his tapes, and my sister liked Snoop Dogg and shit. So at that time, I just kind of soaked that in, and I was like, you know, I think I can do this. I think I'm like, I really got the wordplay, the way it just came to me natural. I would just play around and start rapping their songs, and then shit, I would start rapping the song over with my own words, with my own kind of story with it.
So no one taught you how to rap, you just picked it up on your own?
Nah, ain't nobody really taught me. I mean, it's guys that like used to taught me how to like freestyle. They be like, when you freestyle, man, you gotta they gave me that flow. And that one dude, I went to high school with, his name was C. Rue. He was like one of the dudes that when I used to rap and freestyle and shit, I mean, rap, he used to be like, you gotta freestyle so it can sound natural, because you can't sound reading off the paper. It gotta have that flow to it. And he kind of just gave me little pointers in that. And I would battle him, and then eventually I ate him. You know what I mean? I got above him with the battle and shit, I think, and then that's when I got more confident with it.
Was there a certain age you were when you did get into rap music?
I was like 8 or 9, maybe, like a little kid, 8, 9.
Now, you mentioned people that in your family that were listening to other rappers like Snoop Dogg and Pac and stuff like that. Were these your musical influences? Were these people the ones that inspired you, or were there other rappers that really did it for you?
I mean, they were the ones that sparked that interest, like the wordplay, the passion, the style, like they had the charisma, the swag, but it were other rappers that really like made me really want to do it. I gotta say, Hov, Jay-Z was like one of them, just because I liked the way that he moved different from everybody. It seemed like at that time everybody was on the rah-rah shit, and Jay was like cool, calm, collective. You know what I mean? It seemed like even though he been streets, he had a lot of smarts to him. And I mean, I like that shit a lot. You know what I mean? He gave off that persona with his music, and that like really drew me into it.
So he impacted you the most?
Yeah, I would have to say Jay-Z, and I gotta say Bun B and Pimp C. Bun B and Pimp C. Because those guys, like, they had what Jay had, and they had that southern roots in them, you know what I mean? And that kind of made me feel more like I could do it, because when I was watching Jay-Z them, and they was all like New Yorkish, and they was, you know, the fast life that we was like, damn, that's how it is in the city. But Bun B and them boys came through the door, and they kind of say this is how we do it down south, but they was spitting and they was giving that delivery and everything. So they sparked me too.
Have you had a chance to meet any of these guys?
Nah, I never meet Hov. I never meet Bun B, you know what I mean? I never meet Pimp C. I mean, I met a couple other rappers, you know what I mean? Other rappers that influenced me too, you know what I mean? It's so many of them, I ain't gonna just say one and give all the credit to all of them, but you know, a lot of rappers out there influenced me, you know what I mean? I have met some of them, worked with some of them.
Between Jay-Z and Bun B, if you had a chance to collab with either one, who would you want to collab with the most?
Damn, that's a hard one right there. Bun or Jay? Shit, just because damn, Jay put out that last album at his age, and it had the impact with
444?
Yeah, with the business, the way he still, even though he aged, but he ain't aged. It seemed like he ain't even aged. He still got the same image, persona. I would have to choose him just because, shit, he that nigga right now, Jay. And I mean, I respect him. You know what I mean? I respect Jay.
What would a song with you and Jay-Z sound like?
I think that would sound like, you know, it would be magical, you know what I mean? Because if I got Jay on the record, I mean, I know the Jay that Jay doing right now, but I want to take him back to the Never Change Jay, or, you know what I mean, change codes, Jay. I want to get him in a perspective where he ain't feel like he gotta, bring a message or whatever like that. I just want to get him where he's snapping. I just want him to snap. I just be like, yo, just give me them witty punchlines, the metaphors. You know what I mean? We build off that. I want it to be like a record that's created like, naturally. Not like we say we plan out to get the beat from Khaled or we gonna get the beat from this producer and we gonna make this kind of record for the radio. I just want it to be like a genuine one.
Do you have a song already for him in mind, or would you want to cook something up from scratch?
I would want to do something from scratch. I mean, I got a record out there that I know that when I wrote it, like it was something that he would, like an artist like him would want to get on. It was called Just a Couple of Things. I got a video for it and everything, but Just a Couple of Things is like the way we spend it. We was like, just a couple of things I need, just a couple of things I want. And we just kept on spinning off that topic through the verse. And I was like, a song like that will never lose its relevancy. Because you always gonna say statements like that, man, like just a couple of things. It's one of them catchphrases and it'll keep its relevancy. You can change a lot of topics on that. You know what I mean? I think he would have been dope on that.
I'm assuming you want a verse from him, or would you rather have a hook?
I'd rather have a verse. Yeah, a verse. Throw a couple of in the hook or something. But yeah, just a verse.
How many years at this point would you say you've been perfecting your craft for, taking the rap career serious?
I say I've been taking it serious for like the last 3-4 years, but perfecting my craft as an artist with music, writing, delivery, staying relevant, knowing the times, I've been doing that for like 10 years plus. Always been perfecting the craft, nothing more important than the music.
Ever had thoughts on quitting?
Nah. The reason being because like when I rap, a lot of people rap because they're trying to get rich and they're trying to get money and they're trying to get fame and they're trying to get girls or whatever the fuck. But me, when I rap, I just really just rap the shit that inside me. It's like therapy. It's like the way I really feel. And sometimes the shit I really feel, I want to say, it might don't be appropriate to say in some settings. So the music kind of give you that release, you know what I mean? Give you that, it's art, you know what I mean? Give you that release where you can paint that picture, you know what I mean?
Now, do you remember your first rap or what you were rapping about back then? When you took it serious?
Damn. Yeah, the first rap, like I actually remember writing the whole song and saying I'm going to the studio, I'm booking this shit, I'm recording this song, was SC State of Mind. Yeah, and that song right there, that song got sparked from the Nas, New York State of Mind. I was young when I wrote that shit, like maybe like 15, 16, but that New York State of Mind I used to bump that shit, the first New York State of Mind, not the second one that came out on his other album, but the original one. And I was like, he painted that picture of New York and I could feel it. I could damn feel what he been saying. I could damn smell the smoke, the weed smoke from how he painted that picture. And what I wanted to do with my song was get that same picture of South Carolina. And I had got a producer from Charleston to replay the keys similar to how he had it in that song, but give it a South twist. But that was like the first song I ever like really recorded in the studio.
So what was yours about?
Shit, I just been talking about like the shit been going on my neighborhood at that time. I was doing my little hustling thing, standing out there on the hot road, swinging my little thing. And at that time in the hood, a lot of hating been going on for the niggas that was getting money, and a lot of snitching been going on at that time. And that kind of what the song been about. I ain't been saying no name dropping or whatever like that, but it just been like about that, about the hate, the snitching, and like it's just hard just trying to even come up out of that shit when you got everybody with that crazy mentality. You know what I mean? Shit, it's hard to succeed in that shit.
When you're in the studio, top 3 things you need in the studio?
Well, first on the list, I gotta have some gas.
Marijuana.
Gotta have some weed. Gotta have some weed. Gotta have some gas. Gotta have some water. And I'm old school with it. I can do it on my phone, and sometimes I just go in the booth and I just make the shit up. But sometimes I like just to have that paper there. Like I might not even write the whole rap. I might just say these are the rhymes I'm gonna use, and I put like the one rhyme right here, and scribble, and then scribble a little bit and put the other rhyme at the end. And like so I can keep when I'm rapping my song, it can have that natural feel like I ain't reading it, but I already kind of got the structure in place, and I'll do that like for 8 of them. Then stop and then do another 8 like that. You know what I mean? So you gotta have paper, water, weed.
Certain type of water?
I like that damn Deer Park and that damn Avion or whatever. Yeah, I like that water. You know what I mean?
Certain type of strain of marijuana?
Well, shit, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in for the song I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to do a song where I want to use like my vocals a lot, I'm thinking auto-tune or I'm thinking of harmonizing, I want to burn some OG. Cause the OG like indica, that's heavy indica strand. So when I burn the OG, I got this more of my voice. It seems like I'm more mellow with my voice, more baritone. And like if I'm in a mood to be like fast with it in the studio, real hype, I'm gonna burn some my favorite sativa strand is damn green crack. That's like my favorite one, green crack. It's like the best tasting weed. You never get tired, and you can stay active. And the second one to that one, because I can't get the green crack all the time, 'cause I gotta go to the Rado to get that. But when I can get local, I'm gonna have to get some damn cookies, because it's like a hybrid. It's mixed with that sativa, some cookies.
Now, ever make music drug-free, sober?
Yeah, I have. You know what I mean? I have. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, honestly, but I have.
What do you notice the difference between you being under the influence rapping and you being sober rapping?
I think when I be sober, I be a little stiff. It just seemed like, the words, I got the right words, I can flow it out sometime, but either the ad-lib will sound off or the ad-lib will sound like I'm trying too hard, you know what I mean? And when I'm smoking, or if I'm drinking, I ain't put drinking on the list because I'm not a drinker every time, but I gotta have some Henny every now and then, or some Douce, either one, but it gets you in that mode where you just a little more relaxed, and you get in your head more, so you start to feel yourself more. You start getting more confident. The shit you feel on the inside of you might don't want to say all the time, come out you in that microphone.
I've heard people say when people drink liquor, the truth comes out.
That's what they say, right? They say what a drunk man got a sober heart, right? Yeah, a drunk man got a sober heart. I think that's true, for real.
Craziest studio story, if you have one?
See, I ain't really got too many crazy studio stories right now because when I first started off recording, there used to be a lot of people. So back then, like, we ain't had no crazy stories. Like somebody might get into an argument, a fight, or girl might been flirting with this dude, but nothing like movie type shit. So, but now I'm kind of alone in the studio. Like when I go to the studio now, I like to be alone so I can concentrate and make sure I get the right energy. Cause you can have people around you that they act like they for you, but if the energy off, like they might just suggest some shit to you. Even if they know the shit sound good, they might just say something just to feel like they had a part in your, involvement in your art or whatever. So that's why you gotta have like straight your positive energy, the energy you feel, and if you collaborating with an artist, let them bring their energy and all the producers as well.
Now, I read a story on TMZ about Kanye West recently, and they said that he was either recording or he was at this location for creative process of the recording. I don't know exactly, but I just know I read headlines and skimmed through a report about him being in Wyoming on a mountaintop for that vibe. What's been the most unique location you've got those creative vibes or actually recorded at?
Where I get my creative vibes from, it was in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. I've done like a lot of music out there. And I mean, you know, the weed is lovely, but I like the vibe of those mountains, the scenery. It's something about when I'm looking at the scenery, that West Coast, that skyline, it kind of like, it motivates you. I mean, you start saying different things in your rhymes. Like, I think when you in a place, if you in a certain place, it's like when I said about the first song I wrote, when you in a certain place, you kind of want to convey that energy, because I mean, you around it and nature is a part of you. So I think like when you go different places, like it do inspire you different ways to make different music. And I mean, I definitely would say the Rado and Florida, man, like ever since I gone to Florida, like it sparks up in me in a different creative way. Like I really see Florida being a real big market in this rap game, like really knocking the doors down.
What's your recording process like? You stated that you do write, pen and pad. I don't know if you ever write in your phone or not. But you also do the freestyle punching in thing too.
True.
Is it 50-50? Do you do more of one or the other?
I think I do more of the writing shit. Like I gotta have like some kind of structure. I never write my choruses down. I think it's like bad luck to write your choruses down. I don't know why, but every time I seen somebody write a chorus and they came back to it, it just seemed feel the same. Even my song or somebody else's song somebody else I knew, I was like, it just seemed feel the same. So I never write my choruses down. So all choruses come from a feeling. I gotta feel the chorus, then I start with the writing on the verse. You know what I mean? I might write the verse, and then some songs I feel like you just can just say pretty much whatever and get a feeling out. And that song, I kind of just put the rhymes. You know what I mean?
From start to finish, what's the average time you spend on a song?
Shit, from start to finish, probably take about 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to write 2 verses, having the chorus in my mind, and dropping it, recording it. If I got a good engineer, I'm gonna shout out my engineer DC, Dal Sherry, Jam Studios, Myrtle Beach. He one of the best engineers I ever used. When I'm recording with him, cause my punch-ins, he on point. I ain't gotta keep on telling him like, yo, I fucked up right here. The last word, he usually know, boom, boom, boom. Probably take about 40 minutes, 45 minutes on one song. And that's like from scratch, like just hearing the beat, then the producer bringing the beat to the studio and doing the song right there.
Do you record sitting down or standing up?
I record most of my music standing up. I mean, I've done it sitting down, but that's for those songs like when I want to have that different vibe. I want my voice to sound different, I'm more mellow. Or using auto-tune, I kind of sit down when I do the auto-tune and stuff.
What about writer's block? Do you ever get that? That's that moment in time where you're stuck on an idea, stuck in the middle of a song, can't finish it, and you have to put it down and come back to it maybe at some point.
Hell yeah. I mean, I think everybody be getting writer's block, man. I be seeing a lot of people be saying, nah, man, I'll never get writer's block. I think them niggas be lying. I mean, I just being honest. If you an artist and you do like, I mean, I got a catalog. I mean, I got like over 200 songs. I mean, if I got like 200 songs, it's gonna come a time where I'll be like, damn, what subject matter I wanna use? Cause I think with music, your subject matter, image, all that shit gotta tie in together. Like your song, your video, you gotta have a kind of plan. And like you gotta keep on seeing those pictures in your mind. And sometimes you get blank and you might need somebody, inspiration. I ain't know about getting nobody to write for you, but you might just need a second opinion to help you out a little bit at the time. But everybody get writer's block, and it usually fades away.
How do you personally cope with it?
Me, myself.
You talked about maybe somebody helping, but any other ways aside from that? And did that apply to you?
When I got writer's block, one occasion, I was like, I gotta be around some rappers. I gotta be around a lot of niggas that just rapping. And I went to a lot of studio sessions, and I wasn't even recording, and went to their videos, and just got the vibe from it, you know what I mean? I just needed that camaraderie or whatever you want to call it, to pull that energy in. And then other times, I would be like, man, I just need to lock in. I'm gonna get my beats, I'm gonna roll me a fat ass blunt, and I'm gonna get a couple shots of liquor, and I'm just gonna zone out to the music. I'm gonna listen to what I really think is good right now and see why it's good.
What's the longest you worked on a song, stopped, and ended up finishing it later?
I don't like doing that because sometimes your tone be sounding different and shit. But I've done it before like years ago when I was serious but not too serious. I would lay down the chorus and I had 2 verses and I'd be like, I'll keep on listening to the verse and I'd be like, that verse, it sound like I ain't trying hard. It sound like I rushed it. So I went back and changed it. And that was probably like a week later, but not too long. It gotta be like within the same week or 2 weeks, because if you wait too long, the whole energy from the song will be gone, the vibe, the feeling.
Ever lost lyrics that you wrote down before?
Yeah, and I don't like that shit neither. I mean, that hurts you. I mean, it hurt me when I wrote something down. I was like, man, that was like special the way I never heard nobody put it together that specific way, and I lost it in my mind, or I lost the paper, or the phone crack, or I missed and deleted that message. Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
How do you cope with it?
Should I be like, man, it's in me. I just gotta come up. It kind of made me be like, I gotta come up with more. I gotta try to out-top that anyway. If I forgot that, I mean, it ain't even too special. Even though I think it was special at the moment, maybe somebody else would have forgot it too.
Have you ever gotten emotional making a song?
Yeah, I've got emotional making a song. You know what I mean? I made a song for my pops, and I made a song for my cousin that had, 3 of my cousins had died in a boating accident. They had drowned, but the youngest one of them, his name was Rashard, and I had talked to him that same day before he died. I mean, the same day he did die, and I was supposed to meet up with him. And I just think in my mind, if I met up with him, he would have been straight. That probably wouldn't have happened, but it did, and then you can't control everything. But I wrote a song about him called I Gotta Go Hard. And I said, because I was like, after him going away, I'd be like, I gotta go hard with my music shit. And that was like in 2010, 11. Got a video and everything up there on YouTube, got some views. But it was a real one. I mean, that's like, you can feel that song.
You shed a tear creating this record?
Not making the record, but when I was doing the video, I went back to the grave site and I wanted to do a scene with me on my knees, like rapping the verse. And when I did that scene, it was a little emotional. I mean, I got a little teary-eyed. I ain't like cry, but you know, I felt it. And it was some years. I did the video like probably 4 or 5 years after it happened, but just when you inside that art and you saying the words and you going through it, you trying to act it out, it can become real at that moment.
How do you even finish a song like that? Because you said it was an emotional feeling when you were creating the song. Did you ever get discouraged, like, man, emotional to the point where you couldn't finish it? Like, I can't do this. Let's just scrap this idea. Let's put it down. Forget about it. Ever get to that point, or?
Nah, I mean, when I first was writing the verse, I was like, damn, I don't know if I really want to talk about this on the song. That's what I was thinking when I was writing. I was like, do I really want to talk about this on the song? And my homeboy that made the beat, Kid Deuce, he was just like, man, just be real on it, man. Just say what you feel. I mean, he gave me some encouraging words, and I was like, well, shit, I was going to say what I really feel. But at one moment, I was like, damn, I don't know if I want to write about this. But I did.
Did you feel like it was too soon after the incident?
Yeah, I mean, but it was therapy, though. I think it was therapy, though. It was a way for me coping with the fact that it actually happened. Like, I mean, because I didn't talk to nobody about the shit too much. Like, people that I knew, my friends, if people ask me about it today, I don't ever like to really talk about it because it was all on the news and everything. And they always be like, oh, you from Sandy Island? Oh, I remember that, somebody that drowning or whatever that happened. And they was like, you was related to those people? And I mean, I know all 3 of them, and it's just like touchy. It's just something about it. It's a tragedy and shit, you know what I mean, really. But it just, yeah, it was too soon when I made it, but I got comfortable with it.
How did other family members related to these guys react to that record you made?
They respected it, man. Like his brother really was feeling it at the time. He used to play it all the time. One of his cousins used to play it all the time. A couple friends from his high school, I mean, that they was older than him, but they went to school with him. They would play it all the time. And a lot of them would tell me like they really felt the pain in that shit. I mean, I ain't never seen them cry to it, but I seen them play that shit like 3, 4, 5 times, just sitting there, just playing that one "Gotta Go Hard" song.
I imagine you come across a variety of beats. Has there been any beat that you received that you passed on that became a bigger song for somebody else?
Not at the time, not like right now, but one time a guy, well, I don't know if you ever heard of him, but the producer named Judge Bronson from Colorado, and this rapper named Kasky. You ever heard of Kasky? Yeah.
From Orlando, he's with Cash Money.
Exactly, yeah. My dude, Judge Bronson, he out there in Florida now, but he let me hear a couple of, because he used to make beats for me and Pat, Project Pat all the time, you know what I mean, for the last 2 years. For a good number, he used to give us real good beats. Then I heard like a beat that he had sent us, but it was a snippet. He ain't never sent the whole beat. He was just like, see, these are hard to you. And it was one of them on there. I was like, damn. Then I heard the same shit on dude shit on me. I saw it on Instagram. I said, damn, this dude beat. But I was happy for him though. I wasn't like salty that I passed on. I was like, man, motivation.
So you had the chance to get on it first.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those situations where he sends you this beat and you immediately see it on Kasky's Instagram.
Nah.
Like, why are you sending me something that's already out?
Nah, I think he didn't even know him at that time, because he was starting down from the bottom. Judge Bronson worked his way up. Know what I mean, he done beats for Strap the Fool, a couple other, I can't think of all the artists, but a lot of independent Atlanta artists, you know what I mean, and the Florida artists, because he working out there in Florida now. But he started with Pat and Big Trail and Coco Vango. But yeah, man, shit, I heard the beat and I was like, dang. And then when I talked to him later on, he was like, yeah, those some of those beats, man, like that I sent you before. And I mean, I couldn't really see myself on the beat, but I thought the beat was dope. But at some beats, you just gotta hear your voice on it. If your voice sound good on it, that's the beat you need to choose. And that one, I wasn't, it was dope, but my voice wasn't rocking with it.
Proudest accomplishment so far in your music career?
Proudest thing right now so far. Well, I mean, I got an album out with Project Pat. I mean, and I think that's a pretty good accomplishment from where I'm from, South Carolina. You know what I mean? Like a place where we don't really get that connection with mainstream artists. A mainstream artist like put me down, like say, I'ma fuck with you, I rock with you, teaching me the shit about the publishing. Well, I knew about publishing, but telling me about the distribution, damn, all this little, you know, loopholes and stuff to do. But that's like my biggest accomplishment, I feel, having an album with Project Pat, you know what I mean? Two kings.
And that also features Young Dolph and Rick Ross.
Yeah, true. Got features from Dolph and Ross on there. Dolph, I Got Strong. Ross, song called Money Bag.
Biggest failure so far in your music career? Biggest flop?
I think the biggest flop I had was like maybe the first CD I put out. That first CD I put out, I mean, I put a lot of money in there. I spent a lot of money on that shit, and I didn't really get the return I wanted to. On the second one I put out, the mixtape, everybody around my neighborhood really caught on to it, but the first one was like a big flop because nobody really paid no attention. And then it just felt like, I mean, when you do something the first time and you feel like it ain't getting the attention you want, that shit make you want to quit sometime. That be the shit that make, I mean, most people I know that start doing the rap thing, they start a little bit, they be thinking they're gonna be successful from the jump, and they don't. And they be like, damn, I ain't got time for this shit, and they quit. You know what I mean? But that was a big flop, you know what I mean? The first one.
Hindsight 2020, what could you have done different that would have made it a success instead of a flop?
I should have got other people involved in it. That first CD I put out, I've been trying to be all me. I ain't had no features on it, no local support on it, no local DJs on it. So the second time around, I kind of got all the young cats, a lot of young cats that wanted to rap but couldn't afford to go to the studio. You know what I mean? Shit, I would just pick the studio time and let everybody ride my wave. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it made more people pay attention to it, and that's what made the shit grow.
What's the biggest misconception of you? What's one thing people think about you, but it's not true?
People be thinking I'm cocky. They be thinking I'm like an asshole or a mean dude. I mean, I don't know if it's my grill when I'm not smiling or something, because usually if I'm smiling, I'm good money. I'm good people. So I'm the person that you want to be wanting to talk to. I'm a good guy. I mean, I got street principles. I'm a street guy, but I'm a good guy. You know what I mean? I ain't a bad dude. But a lot of people, mainly females, seem to always think like, you know, too confident, and I'm an asshole, but I'm not.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Oh shit! The craziest rumor I ever heard about myself was that this girl that I used to fuck, got mad at me because I wasn't fucking with her no more, and started telling everybody I was fucking this midget, and she was going dead ass about it too. She was telling everybody I fucked this midget, and everybody like say that's why that's his friend on Facebook. They be sneaking at each other, and she used to go to my mama's church, and she was like, yeah, that's why she go over there and all this shit. And that shit hurt me, yo. I mean, I got nothing against little people. Got love for little people. I ain't got no phobias against little people. I like the Leprechaun and everything like that. That's one of my favorite movies and shit. But nah, I ain't never fucked no midget, yo. But the homegirl really put that out there on me because she was salty. She knows she is too. That was so fucked up.
That's false.
That was 100% false. 200% false.
What question do you hate to answer?
Any question about shit that's illegal. Just because, I mean, I don't know. It just be weird, you know what I mean? I know you good money, Smallz, but you know Vlad and everybody be talking about all these people. I be like, all right, I just be wondering, you know, if it's true. Hip hop police and shit.
Do you care what people think of you?
Everybody care what somebody think about them. Like, see, people, I be hearing a lot of people be saying, I was about to say the same shit too. I was about to say, like, nah, I don't give a fuck what people think about me, but they be lying. You know what I mean? Me, I care what people think about my music for sure. I want you to like listen to my music. I want my shit to be dope. I mean, I want you to if that one wasn't good to you, I want to get better on this one. You know what I mean? I want to improve. I want you to see the progression, turn a hater into a fan. But, you know what I mean? I think everybody thinks about what people think about them. I mean, me, I don't trip off it though. I don't let it make or break me. Like, when I want to be humbled and I'm really feeling myself, I just go read my World Star comments for my Green Crack video or Dope Lines, and they be killing me. And if it's funny, I actually laugh. If it's a real funny comment, even now, if you watching this video and you say a comment about me, and I mean about my gear, my hat, or my face or something, I mean, I'm gonna laugh. If it's funny, I'm gonna look at your shit and definitely know I might don't hit the like on it, but I saw that shit. If it was funny, it was funny, man. If you're funny, it's funny.
Some people, though, you said you don't really trip off of it, but some people, though, they care so much about what other people think of them, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to stress, worst case scenario, even suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Any advice on people that care way too much about what other people think?
Damn. The best advice I could say to somebody, I would be like, you gotta love yourself more. If you really sitting there and somebody comments like really affects your day, and I see it happens, and I mean, I've heard of it happening too, you know what I mean? Heard of it happen. And if you let somebody affect your day, they comment about you, what they think about you, if you're a big girl and somebody says she's fat or say something harsh in your comments, I would just say you gotta love yourself more. You gotta find the shit that you like about you, and magnify that shit. Like, whatever you feel about yourself that you like, if it's a girl and you're big, you got pretty feet, fucking love your feet. If you're a big girl, you got a pretty smile, love your smile. Don't worry about if you're big or not. And if for the guys, if they worried about dudes saying shit about them, which is kind of funny, but if you worried about a dude saying something about you, you know what I mean? You just gotta just be confident, man. You just gotta know that that's what men do. Like, it's testosterone. Like, dudes going to put somebody else down to make themselves feel better. So a lot of the times, don't think it's just you. When they putting you down, 9 times out of 10, that person feels worse about themselves than you do. But that's the only way they can lash it out. So don't take it too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously, period.
What are your keys to success?
I think you got to be a go-getter. Your mentality, you got to have the right mentality. Like, it's mind over matter. It really is. And people, like, I know everybody hear that shit all the time, but it really is. Your mentality, like, it predicts how you're going to move. And your mouth is your instrument to your life. The things that you say, even in your music and your raps, like, I can say that myself. Like, I mean, I can even say something that's not even a good thing, and it can really come true. Like, I remember when I was writing a song, like the Green Crack song, talking about having pounds of this and pounds of that, and knowing I had nothing but a little tiny roach in my pocket at the time, rapping the shit, talking all this big shit, that rapping that shit, it came true one day. I mean, like, I almost said what the time frame was, but I went from that to that. And a lot of other shit in my life that I said in my music with the women, things I said in my relationships, the shit actually happened when it wasn't really happening at the time. So I think, like, if you keep on saying, if you wake up every day and you say, damn, I'm gonna have a bad day, shit, 9 times out of 10, you most likely gonna have a bad day. You keep on waking up every day and you say, like, shit, even though I ain't got what I want right now, it's gonna get better. You keep on thinking that every single day, it is actually gonna get better, you know what I mean? I think it's just like progress. We as human beings, we just impatient as hell. We want what we want when we want it, and we want the shit now, especially now with Trump in office and everything we're going on in the world. Like, everybody on that mode, like, it's about gimme my shit now. You know what I mean? But you gotta, like, life can't work that way, you know what I mean? You gotta to be successful, you gotta be patient. And to have something, you gotta take care of the things when you don't have anything, you know what I mean? You gotta value everything. Be humble, optimistic.